Bonnie in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the EIB Network. Great to have you, sir. Hello. Ma'am, I'm sorry.
That's okay, Rush. Today is Columbus Day, and I would like you to talk about Christopher Columbus.
Well, I have a stack of Christopher Columbus stuff here.
Oh, great.
It's not what you're going to want to hear.
Maybe. I think he was a great, courageous visionary. I think he's a great role model for today's youth. He was an entrepreneur. If he didn't come here, if he didn't bump into America, who knows how the world would be different, but it would definitely be different.
I know. We wouldn't have cigars.
That's right. We wouldn't have all this great food. We wouldn't have freedom because he really laid the foundation for that here. And I'm so frustrated when I hear that only the bad things about him and all the garbage that's being taught in the schools about him. And so I'd like to ask everybody to put their flag out today and maybe make a good dinner for their family and celebrate Columbus Day.
All right.
Thank you.
You bet. I'm glad you called. From the Rasmussen Reports webpage, 24% of Americans believe we should not honor Columbus with a national holiday. This is the result of government and multicultural education winning. From, let's see, where's this from? The Washington Post, Boyce Rensberger, November 1, 1992. Went back to the archives. So this is, 17? Man, that's 17 years ago. The chief rival position, called the Columbian theory, argues that there was no syphilis in Europe until Columbus took it there. Advocates of this view agree that what had then been called leprosy was a mixture of true leprosy with other sexually transmitted diseases, but that none of them was syphilis. More likely, they argue the other disease was gonorrhea, which my health teacher in junior high pronounced gongoria. Question, did Columbus give the world syphilis? And they've been debating this. You know, this is part of the multicultural curriculum now that Columbus introduced racism, sexism, bigotry, homophobia, environmental destruction, syphilis, and horses, which brought their own problems. And so they've actually been debating this. Did Columbus give the world syphilis? In the year 1500, not long after Christopher Columbus and his crews began returning from their voyages to the New World, an epidemic of syphilis erupted in Europe. Shortly thereafter, more epidemics flared and swept across the continent, raging with much the same impact as AIDS does today. And remember, this is 1992 when this story is from. So the theory there is that Columbus caught syphilis from the Indians, or whoever it was he interacted with down there, and he and his crew took it back to Europe with him. And there are countless stories in the stack today about what teachers are teaching kids about Columbus. And it's basically the multicultural curriculum that he was racist and sexist and bigoted and homophobic and brought all of those things to this country, the new world on his voyage. This is why I say, you know, a lot of your kids are in school listening to the traditions and institutions that make this country great get trashed each and every day. And it's now gotten to the point that 24% think we should not honor or have a Christopher Columbus Day.